Welcome to the Hypanda show. For everyone.
Okay, so to start my day, normally I need coffee, usually a lot of coffee, but sometimes just a little Starbucks will do it. Ooh, fancy drink. Okay, so basically I just got a nitro cold brew with a little sweet cream. Sounds really fancy, kind of is, but like I've tried doing, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, and places like that, but you really, I mean, for the extra 50 cents, maybe $1, you really get that caffeine kick as opposed to a bunch of sugar with a little bit of Starbucks. And no, they're not sponsoring this. This is just my personal opinion. Hey guys, Hypanda here on the first episode. Let's dive into something that I like. Let's talk about sneakers. I'm going to start off this first episode with something not so hype, but more sentimental for me. Back in 1990, a silhouette of the Jordan shoe was released, which was the Jordan 5. Fast forward to 2020, it was re-released again. This pair specifically was the first pair I actually was able to purchase in, I believe it was 5th or 6th grade. And it was purchased actually at a place called Sherman Shoes. For those of you that live in the Chicago suburb area, it was a shoe store similar to like Famous Footwear. But coincidentally, the only reason we were able to purchase them is because they were on sale. Nowadays, you really don't find Jordans on sale. So without further ado, here is my first pair of shoes, the Jordan Retro 5 Fire Red. All right, let's dive into the specifics of this shoe. First of all, these are worn. I do wear my shoes. There's maybe a handful that I do a little bit of keeping them on ice, if you will. We'll go into that in a little bit. But so this shoe in particular, which coincidentally is a size 10.5, I wore a size 10 in 6th grade. So this is a half size up. I usually wear about 10.5, 11 with the Jordans. This silhouette in particular was the first that caught my eye back in the day, elementary school. So you notice it's got fun stuff like this little lace lock here, just like the original 1990. And of course, one of the biggest things is the Nike Air logo in the back. This is very nostalgic as far as anybody that's into sneakers, because quite some time after, when they re-released a lot of the shoes, it had the Jumpman on the back as opposed to the actual Nike Air. So fun fact for you guys. And for those of you that do a little bit of sneaker collecting, a lot of these shoes generally do get re-released. The originals that were made back in the 80s and even in the 90s hold some heavy value. It's crazy to think that something as materialistic as that has become a super collectible and has a stock market value, if you will. For those of you that don't know, shoes have become quite a bit of a investment as far as a collectible goes. We can go into that at some other point. But realistically, as a child of the 90s, this is definitely something that I do cherish personally for, just the era, especially for the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan in those heydays, if you will. But there's a lot of other shoes. All right, let's dive really quickly into a pair of shoes that are in my sneaker vault that I do keep on ice, which basically means I never wear them. They're there for a collecting status, if you will. Originally released in 1985 and then re-released again in the early 2000s, and then 2015 is the Air Jordan Chicago 1. Let's take a look at them. Okay, let's look a little bit closer at the shoe itself. Here it is. Yes, the lace bags are still attached. This actually, I haven't even put them on my feet since I purchased them in 2015. Completely brand new and icy. The box is as intact as it can be. So this is the coveted Chicago colorway. It's the black, red, and white. Of course, with the red bottom here. We've seen a few different variations in the Jordan mid shoe, which is similar to this, but it's just cut a little bit short. And those have released this past year or two in 2020, and also a couple different styles and colorways in earlier this year. But this is one of the most famous shoes for several reasons. Another reason is actually in the movie Into the Spider-Verse, the main character does wear a pair of these. But not even that. The last year was the release of The Last Dance, which was a documentary on basically Michael Jordan, but Chicago Bulls and the dynasty, and prices skyrocketed. Now, generally these retail at, let's see here, $160. So that's what I purchased them at back in 2015. The median rate at some point prior to the Last Dance showing was probably around $500-600. As of right now, 2021, these average about $1,200 all the way up to about $1,800 on the aftermarket. So to find a pair of these, especially brand new from 2015, you can get quite a pretty penny, or spend a pretty penny just to get a pair. But these definitely are one of my favorites. I did have an extra pair prior that I had worn, and actually ended up getting rid of them. I miss them now, and I can't bear to wear these. Hey everyone, it's Hypanda. We are on our food segment. Actually, it's lunchtime, so I wanted to try the birria tacos that everyone's been posting up online and everywhere in the world. And there's a place locally over in Streamwood, Illinois, that has them. I think they're labeled as queso tacos. So I'm gonna give them a try. Basically, it's a Mexican beef stew, or actually supposed to be traditionally made with lamb, that's in a taco. And there's a little bit of like a sauce. I kind of imagined we'll call it a French dip, but Mexican style, and probably super amazing. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna give this a go. This is the queso taco over at Poblanito. Unfortunately, they ran out, and I was able to snag one. Look at this thing. Okay, it's really good. It's really good. I'm gonna turn this off so I can eat. Okay, so I tried the birria tacos. They are amazing. Actually, I shouldn't say they, because there was only one. The place apparently sold out after the lunch rush. But it is literally like a beef stew in a taco with a bunch of cheese. Very simple. It's fried as well. It's probably one of the tastiest but very filling tacos I've ever had. The traditional, I was wrong initially because I said lamb, but generally it's usually goat that they put into it. But here in America, we've been using a lot of beef, which is super tasty. The stew itself is super, it's got a little bit of kick to it. But just the spices and the savoriness of it is really, really good. I can only imagine trying it again, also with the consomme or the soup on the side as a dipping. But I think I'm gonna have to get it again. Hey guys, just wanted to say thank you for joining us on the first episode of the Hypanda show. I wanted to thank PJ for the tip on where to get those queso tacos, the Berea tacos over at La Poblanitas. That's the correction I need to make, over in Streamwood, Illinois. So I'm looking forward to doing more of these episodes. In the future, we're going to be doing a lot with some friends of mine that are in the food industry, in the clothing industry, specifically streetwear, sneakerheads, a couple of collectors, and just a lot of fun characters that we're going to have some conversations with about interesting topics, hopefully that you'll enjoy as well. So until the next episode, peace.